minute to show.
You're funny, mixing music and comedy.
I could have been
It's
doing
like everything you could wish for. It's like an opera singer covered in bees. It's like hearing your favorite song while you eat your favorite cheese. It's funny songs and funny stories. It's songs in the key of funny. Funny songs and the stories behind them.
Welcome to Songs in the Key of Funny. Right here, we are recording live from Flappers Comedy Club in beautiful Burbank, California, where game shows go to have babies. We're so thankful to Flappers Comedy Club for letting us host the podcast Songs in the Key of Funny right here. Flappers Comedy Club, if you've never taken in a show here, it is the most comediest place to have comedy in Los Angeles.
Such funny.
Such funny. They have comedy going on 27 hours a day, 13 days a week. So much comedy. You'll be saying to yourself, my God, do these people ever sleep? And the answer is no. Thank you, Flappers Comedy Club. Welcome to Songs in the Key of Funny, the podcast that thinks it's a game show. I am your host, Kristen Key. You can follow me at Instagram or Twitter at the Kristen Key. That's with 2 I's and 1 vagina. Or at my website, www.kristenkey.com. And joining me, as most days, my co-host with the mo-host, because who would Butch Cassidy be without the Sundance Kid? Who would Wyatt Earp be without Doc Holliday? And where would Emmett Smith be without Troy Aikman? It's Sean Fisher, everybody.
Hey, thank you so much.
That's right.
What nice cowboy reference.
There we go. You found the theme.
Thank you.
I didn't hide it too hard.
Not at all.
That's right. It's a very easy Easter egg hunt
You
today.
could have been like, what would a cowboy be without his cowboy?
Did you get it? Did you get it?
I was aware.
You guys can follow him. He makes amazing sounds with his mouth. Follow him on Twitter at Hey Guys, It's Sean. He's
2 eyes, no vagina.
That's right. That's how we spell his name. Now, our guest today, we are so excited. He got a start in Dallas. He played comedy clubs all across the country. He found a keyboard in a dumpster 9 months ago and decided one man's trash is another man's closer. The musical comedian Zac Ayres.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, Zac Ayres.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Welcome, Zach. Say it a third time.
Thunderous applause. So that is a true story. You found your comedy music piece in a dumpster.
That's absolutely true.
Okay. So
I was at my house, my apartment,
Okay.
coming home after a set, and I drove by the dumpster at the apartment complex, and I saw what looked like a piano. I know I said by, but it was in the dumpster.
in the dumpster.
Yeah, so I'll check it out, So when I went to the dumpster, I'm like, that looks like a legit piano. It doesn't,
Yeah.
It's not even dirty or anything. And so I reached in and just touched the power button, and the lights came on, and I hit one key, and it made music. So I was like, that's it, it's mine.
Had you ever played the piano before?
No, there was an old organ in my house as a child that I never touched. I don't think we were allowed to touch it. But
Okay.
it didn't
Well,
interest me,
Most
so.
children aren't supposed to be touching that organ, but hey,
Bam.
different organ. Okay, sorry. It was
But
cheap.
no, yeah, so I took it inside and watched a couple YouTube videos, and
Oh my God.
yeah.
What a great story. And so we'll put some pieces back together because I want to find out how we connected your comedy to music. But we're going to do this like Pulp Fiction. We're going to do it out of order.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it in all kinds of
The
orders.
end.
So let's go back a little ways. I heard you do impressions.
I've been known to do a few.
Yeah. I'd like to hear some.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear one of your impressions.
I could do an impression of a chauvinist songwriter
That sounds amazing.
Perfect.
who doesn't know he's chauvinist. And he's working on an anthem for the Me Too movement.
Lovely.
Okay.
Stop taking advantage of these bitches. Oh, they gonna love this. Sounds soulful and stuff. 'Cause these hoes ain't hoes, they human beings. I'm gonna win a Grammy.
I'm gonna win a Grammy.
Very well. That's Zac Ayres and his male chauvinist that doesn't know he's a male chauvinist piano player. Very nice.
These bitches are gonna love this.
So okay, let's go way back. Let's go way back. Sean, will you grab that purple box right there? We're gonna pop
Sure.
the box and we're gonna go way back. So we're So we're gonna pull out an instrument from this little purple box, and it's gonna be like childhood music class, okay? And so hopefully you'll channel your childhood, because I'm gonna ask you some questions about childhood. Why is it that everybody grabs the one that feels the most like a wiener?
In the box. It's like the biggest thing at the top of the box.
My wife will be really happy about that. She bought that and said, "Put that in the box. Maybe people will want to play with it." people love it. All right. So I'm going to ask you some questions about your childhood, and hopefully these will spark you to be able to answer. I'll ask them in the tune of. I'm gonna ask you some questions in the tune of "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star." So when you answer them, if you could please answer accordingly. A monkey can do it. Yeah. All right. So here we go. Question 1. What did you want to be when you grew up as a child? What did you want to be when you grew up? You should write these down next time.
I was really good at art as a kid, so I thought I would draw comic books.
That's really cool. I think I wanted to be a turtle. Good answer. He really wanted to be an artist, and you are. Okay, that's really good. Sean, do you have a question?
Sure. Who was your childhood nemesis growing up?
That's a good question, Sean.
Child nemesis was my father. He was always angry.
I don't want the show to get too dark, but could you elaborate on your angry father?
He didn't have a dad as a child, so he didn't know how to be a dad. Then he went off to Vietnam and he came back really angry.
Thank God we're playing in this little tune, because it helps get over that Vietnam shell shock thing. Let's lighten it up. So what made you laugh when you were a kid? What made you laugh when you were a kid?
When I was 9, I saw Eddie Murphy's video Raw at my mama's house.
Your mom let you watch Eddie Murphy Raw. What the... Explain.
She went to bed a little early. I snuck out and grabbed a cassette. Took it in the VHS, pressed play, and my life wasn't never the same.
That's a really good one. What did you think of Beverly Hills Cop? Did you like Beverly Hills Cop 1 or 2?
I like Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2, 3. Really don't matter to me. They're great.
Sean, you got another question?
Sure.
Take it away.
Mismatches. Here it comes. There it is
Whenever
again.
you're ready.
What was your favorite trip that you went on as a child?
When I was 7, my mama took me to the zoo in Tyler and I saw monkeys.
Aw, Tyler, Texas. Tyler, Texas Zoo. Framing a picture. All right. So, what made you laugh when you were a little kid? What things made you laugh? Oh, we already said Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
All right.
So that wasn't the only thing. I could go again, I guess.
Yeah.
One interest.
I wrote it down twice, so it really meant a lot to me.
I also like to watch old Bob Hope videos. He was clean.
He was clean. We went way back. We went way back, way back, way back, way back, way back. We framed a little picture of Zac Ayers. Nicely done, sir. I think that was the best singing and playing combined we've ever had a guest do.
Ever.
Ever.
You guys are too
Good
kind.
job, Zac. So you were you a musical child?
I was. I played saxophone as a child.
And when did you start that?
I guess I was 10 or 11.
Okay, wow, okay. So where did you get the saxophone?
My dad got it for me at a pawn shop for Christmas.
It's a good gift, like Lisa Simpson.
Right? Yeah, it was the best. Because I know it, my folks didn't have a lot of money, so I'm sure it cost me an arm and a leg,
Yeah.
So that was awesome. But I did. My brother played trumpets. I was like, I want a saxophone because it was, it was sleek. It was bluesy. You know,
Yeah.
it was cool.
How crazy would it be if your dad was driving home and saw a saxophone in a dumpster and was like, wait a second.
Oh my
You
instruments.
say that, I don't
all
doubt that
my
that.
instruments came from dumpsters.
Had the same experience, like that magical like start of an 80s movie. He's like, I'll just touch it and it turns on. Yeah, it starts playing Careless Whisper. No one's even like.
Well, what demographic, like age range, 15 to 25, 25 to 35, 35 to 45 are you in? We're in LA. You don't have to.
Oh, no, it's fine. I just had my 35th birthday
Okay, I'm
back in
37.
November.
Sean's
yeah.
14. Perfect. So we're all around the
Perpetually.
same age. That's perfect.
I was
So
bitten by a vampire right before I
Right,
hit
'cause you look
puberty.
young as all get out.
Thank
He
you.
does,
I'm
doesn't he?
900.
Little
That's
boy.
what's nuts.
he's married to a grown-up woman.
What?
Isn't that
Which
crazy?
makes her sound 900. He's married to a duchess.
No, just like you didn't get married when you were like a teen. You got married
True,
recently, and you're
yeah.
both like technically adults. Like
Yeah, technically adults is the
weird.
best way to
I
describe it, I
know.
would say. Like, I don't know why there hasn't been a test for it yet, but people keep treating me like I'm responsible for things.
You kind of feel like this should be a test, right?
Yeah, like a driver's license, but like, and congratulations, we will now treat you like an adult. Like,
what would that test be?
I don't know. I think it's just like a checklist
And let's
of
play it in
things.
E. What's the test to be an adult? What do you have to be a grown-up?
If you wanna be a grown-up, here's a couple facts, kid. If you wanna be a grown-up,
You wanna be a grown-up?
gotta know how to pay all of your taxes. Wanna be a grown-up? That is the thing that you are wanting to say. If you wanna be a grown-up,
You wanna be a grown-up?
have you started investing in a 401k?
Ooh, that's good.
If you wanna be a grown-up,
I should walk my dog. If I wanna be a grown-up, I gotta feed those hogs.
feed those hogs.
If I wanna be a grown-up, I should probably get married. And if I wanna be a grown-up, I should save my legs so I'm not so hairy. What about you, Zach?
If you wanna be a grown-up,
Ow, ow, you
Wanna
gotta
be
be
a
a taxes. If you wanna be a grown-up, you gotta get you a mailbox.
truth. If you
Gotta get a house.
Ow.
Probably gonna need a car or two. If you wanna be a grown-up, don't be a fool.
Don't be a fool.
If you wanna be a grown-up, if you wanna be a grown-up. I think we learned a lot, children. That's what you gotta do. Pay your taxes and shave your legs and buy a house. That's,
Get a
that's
mailbox.
pretty much it.
I've done one of those things. Not there yet.
I know. I'm like, I think I shaved my legs a week ago. So, thank you, audience. That's good. So you took your saxophone that your dad got you at a pawn shop, and you played, and that took you. I asked you a few questions on an email before, and you said you were in the high school marching band.
I was.
Talk to me about that, because I was also in the marching band. Sean, were you in the marching band?
I was a theater kid.
Of course you were.
I was in the same building as the band kids, though.
Well, the school. Oh, you had a big school.
Yeah, I went to a performing arts school.
Oh my God.
Oh, fancy, fancy.
I know. We grew up in Texas. We would make
Regular
fun of
old
him.
5A public school. for me, boy.
We had to audition, and there were people that didn't make it in.
Yeah, but how was your football team?
Oh, undefeated. We did not have one.
Ain't no 4A football in that.
That was a literal shirt at our school. It was like Dreyfus School of the Arts football team undefeated, 0-0.
Would you have a Division A football team?
Yes, we were 5A.
5A? Oh, 5A football.
Yeah. Couple championships back there in Marshall, Texas.
So many
Right. Oh
A's.
yeah, you did. Marshall did
Oh,
have it. And
yeah.
you marched for the. Did you march for the Marshall
I
band?
did.
March
Band,
for
yeah.
Marshall.
Marshall marching band.
What was the best song you ever marched in?
Ooh.
What was your favorite? We'll just say what was your favorite.
Oh, Jungle Boogie, hands down.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jungle Boogie. Yeah.
Because it had a good sax. I was tenor sax, so it had a good
Yeah.
saxophone part. Oh, yeah, that was the
Do you have a
best.
sax sound on your keyboard?
I might.
It's all MIDI. It's like doodle-dee-dee.
They never sound right because there's a banjo sound on my garage band. And I'm like, oh, so I'll just tinker with them. Like, that's not what it's supposed to sound like.
Doing.
That's
Right.
not redneck enough.
Ding, doing, 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 doing.
Oh, that's a soprano. That does not sound like a sax.
You warming up? The reed's not wet enough. The reed's not wet enough, Zach.
That sounds like one of those like Himalayan pan flutes. Like a dude just like.
See, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like this one girl. I used to host a karaoke night. Sounds like this girl, Gloria. Black velvet, and the middle of a dry spell.
Zombies. Zombies.
And their bums.
Tanks
that
and bombs.
Yeah, that's a terrible saxophone.
Or YMCA.
So, tell me, did you have a love story in the band? Because most band geeks are all doing it like rabbits.
I married my
Whoa.
the fifth chair. Wasn't even first chair. The fifth chair flutist.
You just didn't think you could do any better.
Right? I was like, I can't get the first chair, but she's still cute. So
What
Just
cheer were
works
you?
down 2, 3, 4.
I fluctuated from between first and third. You know.
Okay.
I usually would always regain first at some point, but
She was dating up.
yeah. She, you know,
you were
everybody wanted
slumming
to be.
it.
I was very popular in school,
Just trying
despite
to get
having
that
been
third
in marching
flautist
band.
chair.
Aw.
But yeah, so we got married straight out of high school.
Aw.
Oh, it ended in ruin. So.
Oh, okay, so it's not your wife today.
No, I'm currently
Okay.
unmarried.
Okay, ladies.
What?
Former band geek divorcee. Seeking woman to listen to his dumpster keyboard. Am I not selling him right?
No, that sounds like it
I
should
am
be my
so
Tinder profile.
intrigued.
I'm fascinated by the story of taking something that you're like, you walk by a dumpster and you see, oh, keyboard, and then
Right.
you see, oh, keyboard, you see music.
Yeah.
And then in 9 months, you've taught yourself to play the keyboard. And I think I was at Paccelli yesterday, and I was talking to somebody that was like, I don't want to put music in my act because I just don't think I could learn something or whatever. And it's
Yeah.
like you did, and you are. And
Well,
you're just,
I
as you
skipped
go,
the
you're,
hard stuff
you're
too,
building
you
bits
know?
as you go, though.
Yeah,
And I think that's important.
I didn't take any training, or I don't know the scales. I didn't take time to learn the actual chords. It's more just
I'm
when
not
I put
sure
my
what
fingers
chords
like this,
I play.
It, you know,
yeah. I'm like, what chord are you playing? Me neither.
like I know this one is always gonna
That's
sound like
pretty.
this.
Right. Yeah. I always am like, there should be some space in between my fingers. Like that's like the closest I know to keys.
That's the weirdest thing because sometimes I have to count, like if I'm trying to transpose, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, you transpose. That sounds important. That sounds like you know what you're doing.
Oh, it's only because I had to Google it because this has a transpose button. And I was like, what is transpose?
Oh wow, that means you could always play in C, but you can change where. Because in piano, I
Yeah,
only
can-
know
it's
C,
the weirdest
but I
thing.
could transpose it to be wherever.
Oh.
I know dueling piano comics. They told me that there's keyboards that go in a big grand piano frame, and they just have keyboards in there, and they have transpose buttons. That's why all dueling piano comics or performers, they look like amazing pianists. Most of them only play in one key and transpose the hell out of it.
Interesting.
Yeah, just a little FYI. I found that out on a cruise ship.
Nice. So
Yeah.
technically, you only have to learn just the one scale, you know.
That's right. And just transpose. yeah.
I like the idea of the person this belonged to before, like giving up on their piano dreams.
Man, I've made a little bit of money doing this, so it's like
Right?
you missed out, bro. You threw it
Yeah.
away. It cost you money, and
Right?
yeah.
At the very least, you could have covered your
Yeah.
debt.
Maybe it was. Maybe they got rid of it in some kind of breakup. Yeah.
Ooh, like a significant ex-other.
Yeah.
Like gave it to him, and they're like, I can't have this in
I
my
can't-
house
I
anymore.
don't want this. Did it have the sticker of the Kool-Aid Man on it before or after they threw it out?
No, I recently added
You
that.
put
yeah.
that on. Okay, nice. Make it yours. Pee
Right.
on that piano. Have you ever had a bad breakup?
I did actually. A month after finding this piano, I
It's
had a
cursed.
a bad, right?
Did you incorporate that into your...
I did. It helped me get through it. I was talking to my therapist at the time, and she was like, well, maybe, use that piano. You can't stop talking about it. Make some songs up, to work through
Look
it.
to your therapist is like, well, you won't shut up about your breakup.
I'm so tired of hearing about this fucking piano.
What's a bad
So
therapist?
so she suggested that it would help, and honestly, it did, and it's become a comedic thing, but it started with writing that first.
Are we close
you know.
enough now to listen into your heart about your breakup? Can you
Oh,
let us?
yes,
Can
yes,
you let
I-
us in?
I share it with
Let us
everyone.
in.
It's on the internet. It made the news.
Oh,
so.
okay.
Oh, that's
wanna-
not special that we're.
Now we're in his inner circle.
Yeah.
Have you ever accidentally committed a felony? Like burglary. You guys, either one of y'all?
Not me.
just me.
No comment.
Haven't been caught for it, ain't admitting to anything.
See, me and my girl got into a fight. So I went to her house that night, and I knocked on her window, but I knocked too hard, and the window broke. My girlfriend freaked, got the cops on me. True story. You can Google it. In fact, if you Google me, it is the only thing that comes up. That and 13 other mugshots.
It's true.
They locked me up. She used to mean the world to me. Now we done whiskey and took her place. Every time I see that bitch, I just wanna spit in your face. I hate you. Bitch, I hope you die. Hope you die. In a fire. Yeah. But I hope the smoke don't take your life. I want the flames too. I hope they consume you. I hope it burns and this sears like the flesh from my ear when you say things I don't want to hear. I hate you, Christina Rose Hickman.
Aw. Zac Ayres. Zac Ayres.
yeah.
Bad breakup song.
I
Zac
get a little
Ayres.
emotional with that
Bad
one.
breakup song. Yeah. That
you-
goes in there. Yeah.
Have you played that for your therapist? You're like, hey, guess what? I took your advice.
Look what you asked me to do.
Is this what you were thinking? I hate you.
And that's actually the song I wrote about the breakup, and it wasn't supposed to be a funny song. It was just me getting my
Yeah.
And then my therapist was like, "Oh, that's funny." She was like, "You should do that on stage."
Why
I was like,
not?
"No." And then
Why not? Yeah.
Linda Stogner from Backdoor Comedy saw it online and was like, "You got to do it." And
yeah.
and it blossomed from that.
The first song I ever wrote was a passive aggressive love song that I was, at the time I was in love with my best friend, and I wrote a song called Pals, passive aggressive love song. All about how I want to tell you I love you, but I'm not writing the song for you. You know, and so
A lot of
but it
layers
was-
to that.
Yeah, there was, and but it got me, you know, it gets you playing,
A lot
you
of
know?
things that rhyme with her name, but not saying her name
Would that be
directly.
funny?
Whereas mine ends with her first, middle, and
I
last.
love it. You know exactly who
Tonight,
you are.
know who
Yeah.
you are.
You know who you are down there in Tampa, Florida.
Florida. So did you spend some time in Florida?
No, that's where she moved to after.
No
After
bitterness.
we-
No
after we-
bitterness.
Window.
At least you've
Yeah.
healed.
Yeah.
At least you've healed.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, if your boyfriend she locked me out of our own home. It was my home, you know, it's
Yeah.
my house. She locked me out. I didn't mean to break the window. I knocked too hard, and the
Oh
glass
yeah.
shattered.
Sure. Yeah.
Glass
once-
is so fragile.
Once I broke it, all the neighbors are coming. I was like, well, I might as well climb in.
right.
Right.
So,
Well,
yeah.
it's open
there.
now.
But you still go to jail
Yeah.
in that situation. It is illegal to break into your own home if there's someone in it.
This
That
is
doesn't
such
want
a
you to be
Texas
in.
story, by the way. I
Yeah,
just
I
have
had
to tell you, this is
I had
such
to
a
learn so much
yeah.
about burglary. Yeah.
You think you could break into your own house when someone else is in there? You got
Well,
another thing coming.
Here's the thing. Here's how you tell a story in Texas where you're technically at fault. It starts with, first of all.
Right.
Did you know?
No one told me.
First of all, I did not know she was in the residence at the time.
First
Yeah.
of all.
We were talking about this before. We're both from Texas. You're from Dallas. I'm from Amarillo. And we both spent a little bit of time in the Texas corrections
Right,
system.
right.
Let's talk about that for a second.
TC is.
Yeah.
Yeehaw!
I was bragging to our guest today. I was like, I've been to jail 4 times. And he rolled his eyes and said, that's adorable.
I've been to jail 4 times. 4 times.
Oh, yeah.
4 times before I was 17.
I got to say, Texas, they will arrest you for anything. First of all.
First of all.
First of all.
First of all.
First of all. In a state where marijuana is illegal, everybody's going to jail.
You're going to jail. Ain't no thing about it. You're going to jail.
Did you have a marijuana arrest?
I did. That led to some prison time. It was my felony
Oh my God!
arrest,
I didn't
yeah.
even spend the night. You went to prison?
Yeah, that was the 10th time I was arrested. And that was the one that got me. You know.
That's what they say. It's 10 strikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you came in with a punch card, and they were like, well, This is
Well, that's
number
a good
10.
way to write
Zach.
material. So how long? So you were in for 2 years, correct?
Yeah, I did 2 years, 2 months.
That's my prison cord. So what did you? When did you officially get out of that?
I guess I got released in 2006 and then off parole in 2009.
Okay, so it's been a
So
minute.
yeah, I'm a grown up now. I don't break
Nice.
the law overtly.
We live in California where it's a lot harder to break the law because there's
Right,
fewer
that's the
of
only
them.
law I was breaking ever
Yeah.
was marijuana. You know.
Yeah, just move to a
For the
place
most
where there are
part.
fewer laws and things are a lot easier.
Wyoming. Just I don't even know what the laws are there. I don't know if anyone's
There
made
ain't none, boy.
You go to Costa Rica and you're fine. You're just
Alaska's like that too. They're like, just don't shoot at someone's house.
Yeah.
You can shoot
Yeah.
near someone's house, over someone's house. You can
Also,
ride up
if you
your
do
car.
something in Alaska, make sure and do it to somebody in America that's going back to America because then they cannot prosecute you in Alaska because it's a very strange jurisdiction issue. It's almost like a different
Yeah,
country.
Every judge is a moose. That's what they don't tell you.
Did you hear that, people listening? Just fun fact: every judge in Alaska is a moose.
Still in like the dress, the official judge dress and powdered wig, but definitely a moose.
I'm thinking about that all day. So, what was it? When did you officially start stand up?
It was 2012, a couple days after my 30th birthday, and 6 months after my divorce. You know.
Okay.
So I was
And
so
this
used to
was-
being a husband after the divorce. I was like, well, what do I do now that I'm not a husband? You know, I just, you know, it felt natural. I'd always been funny, you know, and I wanted to be a comedian before real life, you know, took a
Right.
hold of me, you know, at 18, 19, and was like, no, you work and you do this. You don't go off and do art, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, my divorce was kind of freeing, and I was lost. So I was like, yeah, I'll drive to Dallas and check it out, you know.
Do you remember the first joke you ever told on stage?
Oh, I do. It was terrible. It was it was like an anecdotal situation.
Okay.
It was one of those
Okay.
comparison things where it's like weed's a lot like masturbation. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm tired after Bo.
I get arrested when I do both in public.
Because after 30 years, I was like, that's all you know, really, is just
That's
weed
the-
and masturbation.
Yeah, when you first start stand up, that you write what you know, and all I had were
Yeah.
pot jokes and getting arrested and
You know when you poop?
scoop it
I had a toilet paper joke. Yeah.
Scoop it a poop. So, do you? Speaking of, we were talking about Kanye before the show started, and if you haven't listened to Kanye's newest album, there's just some lyrical gold in it. I don't know where he
It's
came
like
up.
get lifted or lift up or something like that.
It's incredible. I
Pick up a lift.
honest to God, thought that somebody was teasing. I thought that they had made a track and we're like, oh, are you trying to be Kanye? They're like, no,
Yeah.
this is the real album. I was like, oh my God.
It's like 2 minutes of build up. And like, there's got to be lyrics at some point. And
Yeah.
then it's like 30 seconds
Scoop,
of intro is
scoop,
like,
boop.
get ready for this verse. This verse is going to be
These
the
bars,
one.
these
These
bars.
bars. Oh, you ain't ready. And then he just goes, scoop-a-dee-poop. For like a minute
Not
and a
even
half.
trying anymore. But guess who is trying? We are. Do you mind going to Hip Hop Corner?
That feels
for
like
a
a
second?
very
Hey Zach,
great
do you want
segue.
to take a trip down to Hip Hop Corner?
Sure, I'll go
Yeah, a
with
little
you.
bit.
Hip-hop corner.
Well,
There's
we're
shoes
learning
in the
stuff about hip hop, so teach us something, Sean. Learning stuff about hip hop, teach us something, Sean.
Welcome to the Hip Hop Corner of the podcast.
Oh, thanks.
for joining us today, Zach.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, building it off of Kanye, the topic for me today is like near-death experiences.
Ooh.
Right, so it's very, very prominent, I guess is the word I'm looking for, amongst rappers in the hip-hop community to have survived something and then like do a song about it, right? So like 50 Cent has been shot 9 times. You hear about that in his songs all the time. Kanye West, Through the Wire, right? Gets in a terrible car accident, has to get his jaw wired shut, and then puts out an album where he's rapping through, or he's rapping like this. It's amazing stuff. Recently, my own rapper experience, similar to this, is I just busted my toe against a piece of furniture. So I feel like that's related in the sort of like scheme of guns.
How did you survive?
Lots of marijuana. But yeah, so with that being said, I thought a fun thing for today is like I'll start a beat and then we can rap about like different experiences in our life, and it could be like as little as I stubbed my toe and I survived it, or it can be like, yeah, I 9 times shot. Blah, 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 blah. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Sweet. Cool. So I'll start a beat, and then you guys just jump in whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Cool.
You want me to go first? I'll go first.
Yeah, sure.
Just, I'm usually the worst at this. Oh, that rhymed. Okay, I think it's gonna be good today.
Oh no, it's happening on accident. Here we go. Ready?
So I'm gonna talk about something kind of sinister. It's the fact that my dad is a Christian minister. Yeah. Don't mean to cry, but I'm gonna tell you why. I'll get there in a minute. So my problems, you could put them on a stamp, because I used to have to go to Christian camp. There were people and there were counselors, and they only gave us Christian answers, and they only served us Christian food. They taught us how to be nice, not be rude. So that's my problem, that's what I survived. I can't believe that I'm still alive, because my problems weren't that sinister, but my father's a Christian minister. I survived.
Didn't die. I
survived.
When I was 6 and walking home from school, I saw a dog. He followed me like a fool, so I took him home and hid him in my room. I kept him full, I fed him some food. I named him Hank the cow dog. Then my dad came home. He wasn't happy about me having a dog, so he told me he ran away, but he didn't. He really got his homeboy to come and get him and take him to the pound. They put him down, and I frowned.
Wow, wow, wow.
But you survived. You survived.
Maybe that dog died, but you survived. Yo. Oh, against my furniture I did smack my toe, and then I heard a big crack. Oh, and when I was at my home, I was really nervous because I heard that bone. Yeah, man, it really, really hurt, but I just tipped it to the other one and rubbed some dirt on it. Yeah, man, and left home fast like a comet. I was on it. Sean is someone who is not gonna go to the doctor. No, man, not an imposter. I know when I am way too hurt, and I know that this thing was not worth that visit. So I just went and let it heal by itself. Hopefully I am saving some wealth, and it doesn't cost me later life health. But so far I survived. So far I survived. So far haven't died. So far I survived. He survived.
Yeah, he survived.
Oh, he survived.
He didn't die.
I didn't die.
Yes, he survived.
I survived.
Hip hop corn. Ha, ha.
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Gun sound.
Rude boy.
Soprano sax.
Good hip hop corn, everybody. We survived. Hip hop. We're in the game playing. You want to keep playing some games?
Sure.
You want to roll right into the game portion of the show? We got some fun games to play. How about a little bit of grab your paper and a pen and a very best friend, 'cause it's time for musical Madlib. So here's the name of the game. It is a musical Madlibs. Earlier in the week, I sent our guest Zac Ayres a musical Madlib list. I've written a story or a song, and I've left blanks in the story song. And I sent those blanks over to Zac, and I thought which part of speech I thought they would be. It's a Madlib. Anyway, and so as long as he filled his out, I'm gonna sing my song. And when I get to the blank, I'll pause, and you'll sing in the blank, and together between the two of us, we're gonna make a beautiful story song.
Awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah. And this week's topic is, because of your life, it's my trip to Texas.
Nice.
Slow it down a little bit, I'd never been to Texas before, so when my great aunt
Rebecca.
called and asked if I wanted to come and spend
Halloween.
with her and my great uncle,
Dirk.
who his name was Dirk. Well, of course I said,
Truth.
that's right, I said,
True.
Rebecca.
She owns a
Knife.
ranch in a little town outside of Dallas. The town's called
Hey, Bell.
Springs. Hay Bale Springs.
Known for their knife range.
Well, I thought I'd be bored out of my, but it turns out Texas is
Clumsy.
it's true. First, my aunt took me to a high school football game.
Hey, Bell.
Springs is a small town population.
4.
Really bad football team.
But they still have a Division A football team. Go,
Tigers.
go Tigers. I couldn't believe it, but the whole town shows up for
Thursday.
night football. Thursday night football.
All 4 of them.
My favorite part was watching the
Crawling.
band at halftime. Boy, they crawled. When they played,
Thriller.
the whole crowd went wild. All 4 of them. At the game, I met some locals who
Normally.
said they would show me a good time. So I said
Deuces.
to my great aunt and uncle and took off with my new friends. First, they bought me several drinks at the local bar called the Rusty.
Chin.
The Rusty Gin. I had never drank
Palm olive soap.
before, but after about
13.
shots, they started going down pretty smoothly. Ah.
I threw up some bubbles.
We must have had a
Angry.
time I don't really remember. I woke up in a
Texas Roadhouse.
with a tattoo on my.
Foot.
There were no pictures left behind on the tattoo. Just these poetic words it said.
Take me home.
Take me home. Take me home. Take me home. Take me home. All right, that was musical Madlib.
That
That was so fun.
Musical Madlib. You have an affinity for Dodge, is it right?
I do.
Yeah.
I own a Dodge pickup truck.
That thing got a Hemi.
Boy, I tell you what, it sure does. It's got the Hemi and the Cummins. Got both of them in there.
Ooh.
This is a children's show. No, it's a family show.
Got an engine in the front and the back.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Competing for attention.
Okay. That's funny. So tell me about you. Now, do you write commercials for them or just for fun?
I have a love of their commercials.
Okay, that's
They have one of the most creative marketing departments in all of advertising.
Do they have Sam Elliott?
I think that's Ford.
Is that
Do
Ford?
they have him just locked up somewhere?
Let
He's
him out of
down
his
in
ca-
the basement.
Sam, talk deep.
Sam, get up here.
Ford. Get back in your cage. Thank you.
I'm Sam Elliott.
So what do the Dodge ones go like?
Well, one of their finest commercials was a Super Bowl commercial. This last Super Bowl, the Super Bowl spot. It was seen by millions and millions. They were playing MLK's speech in the background as
I
they
remember that
as
one.
they
Yeah.
told you about why you should buy a Dodge truck.
yeah.
You know, Black Twitter got all upset. You know? I'm only half black, so I didn't really mind that much. But
I half minded. Yeah.
As much.
But I could visualize, like, if King was around, I could totally see him being like, I have a dream of a pickup truck capable of winning the J.D. Power and Associates Award for initial quality and durability. I have a dream. You see, I've been to the mountaintop. And I got there in a 2018 Dodge Ram pickup with 6.5-liter twin turbo diesel engine, 700 horsepower, most towing in its class.
Almost towing its class.
I have a drink.
Oh,
0% APR financing for the first 23 months.
zero money down. I can't believe how well you play the keyboard in 9 months. You make me want to throw my guitar away. But
Don't,
then you
'cause
would
someone's
find
gonna
I tried
find
the
it.
guitar.
You
The
would
keyboard is
find
so
it.
much easier.
All right, I'm going to ask you 5 random questions now. This is the show of no segues. I'm going to ask you 5 random
I'm
questions.
sorry, I'm just seeing it still in my head like a Jumanji situation. Like you press the keyboard and then you get like sucked into it. Like some other guy pops out. He's just been like, it just looks like Little Richard. He's just like,
Finally,
ah,
I'm free.
oh man,
Been in this keyboard
you
for
get
months.
3 wishes, baby.
Watch me tickle the ivories.
What would your keyboard wishes if you're before we get to 5 random questions?
sorry.
That's a good premise. That's right. That's a good. Yeah.
Like your keyboard genie.
Your
what would
keyboard genie pops out of your keyboard, says you get 3 wishes.
you, baby?
What's
You
your
get 3 wishes.
you be the
That's what
keyboard
he would
genie.
sound
Hey! Oh, thanks for letting me out of this keyboard. Zach, I was in a garbage can before this. Thank you so much.
You was inside the keyboard the whole time?
No, for millennia.
Oh my goodness.
I know, and because I'm so thankful for you getting me out, I'm gonna give you 3 wishes.
3 wishes.
I can do that. I'm a keyboard genie.
Oh snap.
What you want? What you want? Be up front, not a stunt.
Can you make me play the keyboard like a pianista?
Hell yes, mister. Play it so good, get yourself a sister. Play it so good, get a whole fista. Money from everybody, and they feel like they missed you. Easy. What's number 2?
Can you make me sing the blues?
Ooh! Yes, you can sing. The blues, doing that, man, that is my thing. When it comes to blues, you'll be the king. If they gave out championships, you'd have rings. Ooh, easy for me. Go ahead, what you want for wish number 3?
I guess you've given me everything I want, so can I just have a Coca-Cola?
That's a waste of a wish. Still, I'm gonna do that shit.
Keyboard genie.
Pop?
Keyboard genie.
I mean, are you gonna drink it or just open it? Now it's gonna get all flat. Oh, there you go. All right, I'm gonna go possess someone else's soul now. I've been a demon this whole time. I should have started with that, but thank you so much.
That was pretty good.
Hey.
I like the solo with you drinking a Coca-Cola.
Solo drinking a Coca-Cola.
Keyboard genie. All right. It's time for 5 random questions. This is another game that we play. It is 5 random questions written in under 5 minutes. Each question corresponds with a letter of the alphabet. Each question also corresponds with a key of music, A, B, C, D, and E. I will sing the question to you. You will sing your response in that key. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll start with
Understand.
Understand? We'll start with the key of A. What's the worst? What's the worst? What's the worst? What's the worst? What's the worst tattoo you've ever seen on a woman?
The worst. The worst. The worst tattoo I've ever seen on a woman had to be of an eye in a baby's hand.
Oh, that's a bad tattoo.
I've seen forever.
That's the worst tattoo he's ever seen on a woman. Let's move to B. You walk up to the counter at Whataburger. What do you do? What do you do?
I order a number 2 with no mustard, mayo only, and a lot of ketchup on my fries.
That's what he do.
Tiny burgers.
That's $1 billion, so you decided to buy the state of Texas. Now you own it and you can do whatever the hell you want. So as supreme leader of the state of Texas, what changes would you make? What changes would you make?
First thing I do is legalize pot, so everybody can get high.
Get high.
Then I make it illegal for anything to be illegal. It's trippy.
Freaking me out, man.
That's totally a stoned person rule. Everything's illegal that's illegal.
Man, so that's illegal.
Oh no, we need another rule to
The
say that-
illegality paradox.
of that legality.
Once it passes, you must arrest me.
You must arrest him. D. Do you take your phone into the bathroom? And if you do, what you doing in there? You playing games or checking Facebook? Go ahead. You can tell us.
I always take my phone with me to the bathroom, checking all my emails and updating my status, lying about where I'm at and what I'm doing. If I ever see myself without my phone in the bathroom, I'ma get up and run and get it with my pants down. Waddle, 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 waddle,
His
waddle,
pants down.
with my pants down.
So the girl of your dreams is standing in front of you. She's single and she's lonely and she's ready. You have just one pickup line to use on your dream girl. Okay. So what do you say to your dream girl? I say, what do you say to your dream girl? What do you say to your dream girl to get her with you?
I just sold my house and I got a whole bunch of cash and no job and a lot of time and nobody to spend it on.
That's a pretty good pickup line.
That would get me.
I hope she falls for it this
Hope
time.
that she does.
That's what he'd say. That's what he'd say. And that was 5 random questions. Very nice. Very nicely done. Yes. Oh, that applause sounded so much like music. Oh my God.
We gave out 35 guitars.
I know. So it's here that we come to. You
I'm
know,
using a new software this week. Sorry, guys.
It's all
Hi,
good.
Roxy. It's
My
okay.
music cues are off.
We forgive
Just
you 'cause
happy
we
that you're
love you.
here.
All right, I'm listening. I'm just behind you.
So how did you decide to go? How long did you do stand up before you decided to put the keyboard into your act?
5.5 years.
And what made you decide? Was it just seeing the keyboard in the dumpster and saying maybe that's my sign from the dumpster genie? It's time.
It's your
No,
superhero origin
I
story.
grew up poor, so if you ever found anything that still worked or could possibly work if you
Right.
put some time into it, you brought it home. So it was. I know it's a weird thing. So when I tell people, I just
Nope.
no, it was,
No,
it was
it's
in the
a gift
dumpster,
from
so
the
I got it. They're
universe,
like,
you
dude,
know?
that's weird.
Especially, I
Yeah.
believe music instruments, all of them have a bit of personality to them.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, you never throw them away.
I've
like-
taken a microwave out of garbage before because it worked.
I've gotten
Talking about
a
music,
lot of
and you're
stuff
like,
from
I'm
but
just
mine's a
saying.
hot pocket maker.
I'm just saying, like, if we're talking about gross stuff that's been pulled out of a garbage, and you're like, oh, Lysol that, we'll be fine. It's radiation. It'll clean whatever's in there.
I'm sure it worked just fine. People throw away the weirdest things, but music, like they really do. They should be passed on because they've still
Exactly.
got
I couldn't
life left. They've
believe
got
that it was-
music. They've
yeah.
got stories to tell. Like
Yeah.
that scene in Blues Brothers where Ray Charles comes out and he goes, "There's no action left in this keyboard." And he goes, "There's plenty of action left in this
Yeah.
keyboard," and starts playing "Shake a Tail Feather." You know, that's what you did. You pulled that out of the dumpster. So when did you decide, instead of just like, I'm going to make music on my own, that I'm going to make music on stage?
It was at the urging of one of the club owners. They had some of the comics, and she had seen me in the lobby before a show, you know, just riffing and playing.
Oh,
and,
like I
and
take
doing
my
funny
crocheting with me
things and-
sometimes. You just haul that massive keyboard around with
Right,
you. Just like,
right.
I'm just playing because I'm bored.
Always the attention hog. So, you know, they
Love it.
gather.
Real
you know.
loud. Bling, bling. Don't mind
And then
me.
the owner was like, dude, you got to do that on stage.
Agreed.
And
You're
I was,
so
I'd
good.
never sung, you know, I'm not a singer.
You are too.
You know, and I'd never sung in public or played. I didn't play piano, you know, I just know some chords and keys, you know, I know how to make sounds, you know.
For sure.
So it was terrifying, and my hands shook the entire time, but they
Love
loved
it.
it instantly, and because it was a crowd that, you know, they had you know, some of them had seen me before, so to see me do something different, and so once everybody was on board, I was like, okay, well, I'm definitely gonna just
Right?
do this
Feels
forever.
good to take
yeah.
a leap. If anybody listening, if you're like on the verge of whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's play your dumpster keyboard or make that hot pocket out of your trash microwave,
Yep.
Yeah,
I think what we're learning here is take the leap. It's worth it.
do it.
I'm feeling like, so I'm like, hey, I might have a microwave out of a trash can, but I do not eat Hot Pockets. Like, that's a weird, it's a weird distinction that I'm trying to make in my head.
It is to heat up my quinoa, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Taquitos.
Well, that leads us to our last little moment together. What is your guilty grocery frozen treat that you put in a microwave? What's your guilty frozen treat that you
know
have
what
to
it is.
microwave?
If I got a microwave and it needs to have something that is get put in, I go over to my freezer, pull out some TGI Fridays,
Ooh.
potato skins, they're really good. They make me feel pleased. They got a little crumbles of bacon and also a bit of cheese. They're really good for me when I'm high. Oh, my reply will always be, do we have any more of those? I suppose I will eat them heated instead of when they froze. And I will put them in this dumpster microwave. Put them on, so 90 seconds later I am eating them, but they're irradiated. Now they're heated. I'm defeated. Sitting in my couch, really burned the roof of my mouth. Said, ouch, that burned. I learned. Take my turn. Now somebody else. Go ahead.
Zac, so what's your guilty frozen treat that has to go in a microwave?
When I get the munchies, I don't reach for no burrito. I creep to the freezer aisle, grab me some Totinos. I like the pepperoni cubes. Don't give me slices, that's for you. I like them pepperoni cubes, and I can see your knees on top. And let me pop this pizza in the microwave, 'cause I like my pizza soggy. Don't like my crispy pizza. 'Cause I can roll it up if I want, like a blunt. If I don't, then I like it. Oh, I like it. Totino's.
Totino's pizza roll.
Totino.
When I'm hungry, what I really need is some frozen mac and cheese, 'cause it comes out gooey, but it's cold in the middle. But the eating it outsides, I don't care, just a little. Or maybe I'll get those little pizzas that come on a French bread, that's all she wrote, 'cause
So
I like to eat 'em and I call 'em pizza boats. Pizza boat.
Pizza boats, pizza
Hong Kong for pizza boat. That's all she wrote. Go float away on my pizza boat. Well, tell our audience where they can find you, Mr. Zac Ayres. Where online can they find your mugshot?
All of them. If we're doing a collector's series.
Just type my name in the search browser. No, I'll be at in Venice tomorrow night at 6:30 at the Fabric Studio,
Nice.
and then I'll be at Echoes on Pico on Thursday night.
You on social media?
I am Instagram Zac Ayres, ZACAYERS.
Instagram Zac Ayres, and check him out. Look where you can look at, and he's got some fun pictures on Instagram. Follow him, friend him, and keep up with his career, because I have a feeling the more you learn on that dumpster keyboard, I love you already, but I think we're only seeing the beginning of your brilliant career. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I can't wait to see more of you. And everybody listening, thank you so much. You can find us at Songs in the Key of Funny on Instagram, Twitter. We have a website at songsinthekeyoffunny.com. It's Hey Guys, it's Sean for Sean Fisher on Twitter, and I'm the Kristen Key on Instagram and Twitter. As always, thank you so much for listening to
Songs in the Key of Funny. Funny songs and the stories behind them.